Hi, it's Ileana. So I was recently in the Universal Akashic Records in the field where all information is stored. It was not a specific Akashic record of anyone that I was in, just the universal field of the memory of planets, particularly Earth, in particular the Earth. So in that Akashic record, I was looking at what happened about, I was looking at about 400,000 years ago, 500,000 years ago on Earth, and I was seeing non-human energetic beings coming onto the planet and some human beings, humanoid-like beings. So, and apparently this was the Anunnaki, the Anunnaki, the Anunnaki, and they were able to come in, some of them energetically with non-human bodies as energy on the planet and form bodies here. Some came in these huge golden-like motherships, and some of them called themselves the Vanguard, and they wore these golden masks and they walked among human civilizations, like the Sumerians. Later on, they walked among the Sumerians and they were called the celestial like gods. And they had these golden masks on to hide their faces. So they were perceived to be like gods. So when I saw this in the Akashic records, I asked, so why did they wear the masks? So nobody would see their true face of who they were, of the non-human energetic entities that entered human bodies. They weren't supposed to show themselves in who their faces were. So they were covered in these golden masks. And the ones that had come through on the gold-looking motherships, they interacted with humans more. That was Nimna, and then Herzog, as her full name is called, and others like her, the priest caste, the female geneticists. They interacted with humanity more, and they created these Eden-type gardens, and they did interact with humans more. But the Vanguard, they were thought of as the celestial gods. And they played a role, like Enki wore the golden mask, Enlil wore the golden mask, and others did, that could shift energetically into creating human bodies from energy to physicality. But they would not show their faces, and later on, they did show their faces as they came into human history at different periods in time and played different characters in time in what they presented to humanity. So Anunnaki are a complex set of beings who played various roles on Earth and also on other planets. They tried to have living life experiments to live with Syrians and Anunnaki colonies on different planets, to coexist together with Syrians in colonies, Anunnaki Syrian planets, and they intermixed, and they had various societies that tried to live together for some time, for hundreds of thousands of years. Some worked, some didn't. And it was like similar to the movie Dune, where they had the elite group of what is called the Bene Gesserits with a lot of magic, priestesses, priesthoods, and they trained queens and kings. So that was the Syrian Anunnaki colonies and settlements on different planets. to see if they could coexist. Some did, some didn't. Some didn't like each other. It was a lot of different genetic experiments to create various high energy beings, and some of it went too far out of control. Some of it worked, some of it didn't. So it was a lot of history, galactic history, in what was happening between Syrians, Anunnaki, what created the Sumerian civilization, cuneiform on Earth, a lot of genetic experimentation, hybridization of different animals, different human hybrids, plant life, material, even environments in these gardens of Eden. So a lot of things were experimented on energetically, physically, with matter, non-matter, biology. Anunnaki, Anunnaki, Ki, whatever you choose to call them, they're complicated beings who can take on many forms and do many things in the universe. The Anunnaki. Ki is life force energy. Ki is vibration of all living matter, of all living beings. The Ki, the Ka, the Ba. In Egypt, they played many roles in Egypt, in Atlantis, in Sumeria, in Iraq, in ancient Iraq, and these gardens of Eden. They were the creators of some of those gardens of Eden, not all of them, because there was many other extraterrestrial life experiments going on with energy and physicality on the planet 400,000 years ago, 500,000 years ago. So a lot was going on in different variations of what beings were working on energetically and physically. Anunnaki were just one part of that, but there was much more going on. But this is what I saw in the Akashic records. So this is why Anunnaki can look so different. They can look humanoid, more so like humans. They can have elongated skulls. They can be taller, shorter, have different skin variation of colors, musculature, non-musculature, because they can take on any form that they want. At one point, they were pure energy, but they decided to manifest into human bodies and non-human bodies and play with creation, play with energy, play with energetic fields, genetics. They chose to experiment to whatever degree they could and see what could evolve out of these various energetic and physical experiences. And again, other species have done the same in history, but the impact on humanity has been huge between the Anunnaki, the Sumerians, and other beings who played around with genetics on Earth and other planets. So history is depicted in various forms of what happened here on Earth. And it's all bits and pieces that are being put together in what really happened. And this is just a little portion of what I saw in the Akashic records, and I wanted to share that. Thank you so much.